What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Real Talk by Jay. Today we're going to be talking about being changed. So, first, I have 5 verses that I'm going to read before we get into it. So, the first one is Ephesians 4 20, verse 20. Ephesians 4, verse 20 through 24. Ephesians. That, however, is not the way of life you learned when you heard about Christ and were taught in him in accordance with the truth that is in Jesus. You were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. Okay. Second one is Romans 12, verse 2. Wrong way. Romans 12, verse 2. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Isaiah 43, verse 2. Isaiah, verse 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. Next one is 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. And lastly, Proverbs 3, verse 5 through 6. Proverbs 3. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Okay, so got my little notes, Google Docs. Okay, it's pretty long, but y'all be patient, it's good. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is define change. Change is make someone or something different, alter or modify. Another definition is replace something with something else, especially something of the same kind that is never. I don't know. I didn't type that right. Replace something with something else, especially something of the same kind that is better. Okay, that's better. Okay, so now we're gonna get to it. Sorry, y'all, I keep messing with my hair. Okay. I feel like a lot of people in the world hate the word change simply because it means that something will be different than what it was. Especially speaking, I know a lot of people are scared to change their mindset, their ways, their attitudes, their perspective, their jobs, their goals, and especially their friend groups. I know that we as people can get so used to being comfortable with where we are that we do not even get the true opportunity to step into the calling that God has for us. Think about it. You can be locked in for real. You can have a great job, doing good in school, have friends that you're super close with, have goals in your life that you are accomplishing, and maybe even found your person. God's purpose or will for your life may be a married business owner who serves the Lord and has a true relationship with him, who blesses people financially who are in need of it, who has true wisdom and understanding about life like no other, who has a positive life and mindset and does not allow anything that they can control to destroy their life. And I'm not saying you can't go through life situation like hardships, sadness, disappointments, stuff like that. But yeah, your purpose may be far more valuable and fruitful than you could ever imagine, but you're stuck in the process. You can't get to what God has for you because you settling for things that are less than your potential. You may want to be better. You may want to better yourself and even Pray to God to help you change because you really want to, but God answers with a response that you don't like. He says, you need to be more mature in this and that area. You need to spend more time reading the Bible. You got to change your mindset when it comes to this and that. You need to get up earlier and stop being lazy. You need to stop hanging around those certain people who may be fun to be around, but who do not produce good fruit in your life. Stop doing this or that. Stop working at this job and work at this job instead, or go back to school for this or that degree. Now you got everything you need to do in order to fulfill your purpose and destiny that was designed for you to fulfill since you were born. And now all of a sudden you telling God, nah, I'm good on all that. I don't need to do all that in order to fulfill my purpose. And you may not need to do all those things. This is just an example. But regardless if it's 10 things or 3 things, most of the time we're not willing to change those few things so we can continue in our purpose process. You may even tell God, I'll only do a few of those things. So you do everything instead of, let's say, quitting a job that you making a lot of money from, and then the friend group that you have. You start seeing progress in your process and you're loving it. But now you have your friends or coworkers pointing out little things they used to do that you're not doing anymore. They ask you, why you talking different? Why you acting weird? Why all of a sudden you want to be positive and wanting to go and grind after this, that, and the other when you were satisfied with where you was? That small act right there can cause your friend group to change because now they may not feel comfortable with you anymore. It's like you're a whole new person. And you may even be the talk of the group now. I can understand if you're changing and you're acting on negative things or habits that you were never into before, and your friends asking why you acting weird, because that's understandable. That is a true friend. It's keeping you accountable, making sure you're not doing nothing stupid. But if you are changing and acting on good and godly things and your friends are not supporting you or rooting for you at all, they may not be your friends. And I say this because I feel like when it comes to friends, a lot of people can confuse the word friends with community. And let me get into it. Friends, the definition of friends, are people who stick closer than a brother, and this is based on the Bible, a friend definition, who avoid gossip, who builds you up and sharpens you, who keeps it a buck. Obviously, that's my, interpretation, but I rephrased it. To keep it a buck, but does it out of love, who loves at all times, forgives and does not hold grudges, and the list goes on and on. Definition of community. Community is just a group of people who share social characteristics with you, whether through location, religion, values, hobbies, and norms. So people who go to the same church as you are part of your community. People who you may play a sport with or have the same major as you in school may be a part of your community. People you may go to a club with may be a part of your community. People you may go drink with may be a part of your community. I'm saying all this because sometimes you can be stuck in this process of your purpose because you are using most of your time hanging out with the wrong communities that you should not be a part of. These communities can be under the categories of bad habits and addictions that you should not be struggling with. And that's when the confusion of friends versus community comes into play. You got to ask yourself, if I was trying to stop doing this or watching this or saying this, whether it's struggling with pornography, cursing, drugs, gossiping, drinking, jealousy, hatred, or anger, would these same people you consider your friends be in your circle? Would they be there to support you trying to get better? For most people, the answer, the answer will be no. And the reason is because when you are in these types of groups that are not helping you to reach your purpose, you are only close with that person or people in these groups because y'all are struggling with the same sin, because y'all went through the same hardship, because y'all are both or all in toxic relationships, and so forth and so on. You can be in these groups for so long that you and whoever else have created this community to be content with complacency. I'm going to tell y'all this right now. You cannot be content with complacency, especially when the thing or things can destroy your life over time. Because when you allow yourself to become content or comfortable, that is when you will lose the urge to get better, to get right, to bounce back, and having that want to do that. And God, as well as myself, does not want that for you. You got to want change in your life for yourself, for your life, for God, for your family. And if you do what is holding, what is holding you back? Sorry, I don't be putting commas and stuff. I just be typing when I be thinking this stuff. Yeah. But if you do, what is holding you back? You scared somebody gonna talk bad about you? When really they gonna be talking good about you because you actually want better for yourself, while they just sitting around talking about you and sitting in the same garbage that they've been in for years or months or days or weeks, however else. But it's the fact that they still sitting in that garbage is what don't make no sense. If they want to talk, let them talk. Go find you a better friend group. Go find you something better to do. Go find you a different hobby. How about you go to church for once? How about you pray to God to help you? How about you give your life to the Lord and let him make your life better than it ever has been? Don't stop your purpose process because you're scared of standing alone. Because at the end of the day, you will never be alone because God will never leave you nor forsake you. God gonna have some better people in your life who are going to push you and challenge you in every way you see fit. Better opportunities, blessings beyond measure, brighter perspectives, and a stronger mindset as you continue to go through this process. But you cannot see it, you cannot experience it, you cannot go through it unless you are moving through your process. Now, if you're stagnant, if you're still in those groups that you're not supposed to be in, then you're not going to be able to experience the people who are supposed to be in your circle. You're not going to be able to experience different opportunities for jobs. You may get your own, your own place, your own business when right now you working for someone else. Like, God has way more in store for you, but since you're stuck in the process and down the line, you may not be able to see it. You're so comfortable that you're not even willing to look up and see what is ahead of you. You just, I'm chilling. Like, you're not even worried about your next step. So you need to want to keep moving. I want to encourage everyone, including myself. So number 1, allow God to take the wheel over your life. Number 2, put away or leave behind old things, old habits, old mindsets, and even old people. Not wrinkled and crunchy people. I'm talking about people who are not are not able to, as of right now, to come with you during your process toward your purpose, is what I'm saying. And then 3, and not to be scared of positive change and anything that comes with it. God loves you, and he knows and wants what is best for you because he created you. So you have to let him in. But he will not force himself on you. He will not force himself to want that relationship with you. You have to want it for yourself. You have to call out to him and ask for that. If you're struggling with something, call out to him. Like, he will be there for you. But, as much as he wants to, help you with this addiction or this situation, if you complacent and you're comfortable with where you're at, he's not going to be like, come on. Like, he just going to let you do you because everyone has free will. And that's probably the hardest thing. I know if I was, I'm not even going to say if I was God, but I know that for God, it is probably very challenging for him to, create his own children. He created all of us, and then when sin came into the world with Adam and Eve, all this free will came to be to where you can choose what you want to do. You can choose to resist God and do whatever you want, or you can choose to live for God. And obviously he wants everyone to live for him, but he's not going to force it on you. So if you want him, let him in. Okay, so I hope this encouraged y'all today to not be afraid to change for the better if you need to be better. And if you feel like you just don't know if you need to change or not, just ask God, and I promise you He will show you in some way, shape, or form if something needs to be changed or not. I love y'all. If y'all need anything, got any questions, comments, concerns, put it, under in the comment section. And then if y'all don't want to do that, if you want to keep it like private or whatnot, then I'm gonna put my Instagram tag in the description so you can just DM me or whatnot. But yeah, that's it. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all next time on Real Talk by Jay. Deuces.